Welcome to my D&D Beyond homebrewing tutorial. I'm Nasero, and today we take a look at a great spell, Hex. This spell not only allows you to do more damage to your target, but you can reapply it to the next target without needing to cast it again. Are you ready? Because we are about to begin. Let's first start by copying the description of this spell. Once again, I'm using dnd5e.wiki.com in order to make our homebrews faster and easier to implement. Now that we've copied this spell, let's move on over to the D&D Beyond website. Hover our cursor over the Collections menu, and then when it pops up, click that Create Spell button. When the page loads up, scroll on down to the blue Create from Scratch button. Now we have our blank sheet ready for content to be added. First thing we should do is paste the content we copied from the Wikidot page into the description field below. So scroll on down, find that description field. I'm going to go ahead and paste it in. Now scroll up a bit so we can see the different kinds of information that we're going to need. Now I'm going to scroll down the page a little bit so I can read more of it. Now scroll on up with your cursor and click on the spell name field and type in the spell name Hex. I'm going to add in my little acronym for the player's handbook. Now let's move over to the version field. Now let's type in 5e. Let's select the spell level, which is first level. And then let's select the spell school. Now, spell school information is now in the description field, so we can see that it is enchantment. So go ahead and start typing in enchant so we can narrow it down, and then click the enchantment. Now move your cursor on over to the casting time field and type 1, because we are using this as a bonus action. Click the field right next to it and select bonus action. Now move your cursor over to the components buttons. The V represents verbal, the S represents somatic, and the M represents material. If we take a look at our description field, we can see that this spell has all three. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and grab what the material is, highlight it, copy it, and then go back up to those components buttons and select all three. Once we select the material component, it enables the description box for that material. So what we just copied, we should paste in there. Scroll on down to the spell range type field and select ranged. In the field that just got enabled, type in 90. Duration type. This is a concentration. Go over to the duration field that just got enabled, type in 1, and then in the field next to it, select hour. Now, scroll on down and move your cursor over to the at higher level scaling button and click it. Then scroll to the right and select spell level for the higher level scaling type. Now, if you're curious how I know this information, let's go into our description field and scroll down just a little bit. You can see that there's this at higher levels section, which describes which levels this spell has adjustments for. Now, it also says that this spell is only in the Warlock spell list. So let's scroll on over to the Available for Classes field and type in Warlock. You can see here, you can see that there are not only just the classes available, but also the subclasses. We want this spell available for all of the Warlock class. So go ahead and move your cursor on up to Warlock, click it. Now that we've finished all these fields, let's go over to that purple Create Spell button and click it. When the page reloads, we now need to add two more things to the spell. First, we need to add the modifier, which the spell has, which is the necrotic damage, the 1d6. And then we need to program in how this spell scales at higher levels. Let's add the damage modifier right now. So let's scroll on down to the blue Add a Modifier button, and let's click it. Move your cursor over to the modifier type field and select damage. Then go over to the modifier subtype. Let's type in necrotic. In the dice count field, we'll click 1, and then on the die type drop-down menu, we'll select D6. Scroll on down, and we are done with our modifier. Click the blue Save button. Now that we're at the main spell page again, we should start working on the spell scaling. If you're not sure how it scales, scroll on up the page, click on the basic information section, and then in that section, scroll down to the description. In that description field, scroll down again, and you'll find the at higher levels area in your description. So for this spell, there are two scaling effects. When you use this spell, at the third level, you can maintain your concentration for up to 8 hours. If you use a spell at the 5th level, you can maintain your concentration on the spell for up to 24 hours. So let's get to it. Let's scroll on down to our at higher level button, the blue one, and click it. Move your cursor over to the scaling level value, and we'll type in 3. For the modifier to scale, we're going to select our damage modifier. Our scale effect, we're going to switch over to extended duration. For this one, we'll type in fixed value of 8. Now, I like to type in a little bit of a description saying you may maintain concentration on this spell for up to 8 hours instead of 1. Oops. Now that we're done with that, let's go ahead and click the Save button. Now that we got our first at higher levels scaling effect in place, let's do our next one. So click that Add a Higher Level button again. This time we're going to do the 5th level. Modifier to scale is our damage. We're once again going to select the extended duration scale effect, and then we're going to type in 24 in the fixed value field. So now that I'm clicking on the details section, I'm going to type in my little description. You may maintain concentration on this spell for up to 24 hours instead of 1. Click that blue Save button. And now that we've finished inputting our final at higher levels scaling effect, we have now finished our spell. Let us take a look at what this is going to look like on our character sheet. So I'm going to open up my character sheet in a different tab. I already happen to have my character with a 1 level of Warlock, so I just need to add this spell. So let's go over to the spells section of my character sheet. Go over to the Manage Spells button. Let's add a spell. So I'll type in Hex, and I'll click Learn. So now we can go over and we can look at the spell that's in our spells section. We can click on it. You can see that we can cast it using one of our pact slots, and concentration can be up to 1 hour, and it has all the description. It says a range of 90 feet, it can be used as a bonus action, and it has our 1d6 necrotic, which we can use to click and do a roll. Let us take a look at what this is going to look like if we need to cast it with a higher level. So let's go over to the Manage button, and let's manage our character levels. So we need to be a 5th level Warlock in order to have level 3 spell slots. So let's increment that up. And we'll go ahead and we will move back to our character sheet. So now, if we go over to our spells field, we can see that we are scaling our spell to the 3rd level. And you can see here in the blue, extended duration. You may maintain concentration on the spell for 8 hours instead of 1. Great. So now we need to take a look what this is going to be like when we do it for a 5th level. Now, in order for a 5th level warlock, in order for it to use a 5th level spell slot for a warlock, you must be level 9. So let's adjust that. Come back, we go to our spells section. We can see that now our spells are at the 5th level, and our extended duration is now maintain concentration on the spell for 24 hours instead of 8 hours. So there we go. We have now successfully tested and programmed the Hex spell. Now that we've seen the result of our work, let's wrap things up here. Today we used dnd5e.wikidot.com to provide us the details for the Hex spell. We took the details written on that page and we programmed it into the Homebrew system of dndbeyond.com. We then did a quick tour of our work to make sure it came out the way we wanted it to. If you liked what you saw, click that like button. If you enjoyed the content and want to be notified when I post more, hit that subscribe button. If you have something specific you want me to homebrew, contact me through Discord at Gaming with Nostro or via email, both of which can be found in the description below. Thanks for watching. Until next time.